Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to PM Productions. This is Paolo Motta, the PM Productions host. And here we talk about music production. We do music, we create music, we discuss music, new music, old music, anything about music. It's what we do. So if you haven't joined the army, please join, subscribe, put the bell button, and have fun with us, talk to us, enjoy all the free good stuff that we have here on the channel. There's tons of videos available at your fingertips, and you can check them out anytime you like. So today we talk about producers, what is a producer, how to live, how to get along with a producer, and how to survive a producer. This is going to be the topic of today's podcast. So this is what we'll talk about. But before we do, please remember you can subscribe to the channel and also subscribe and support the channel. So if you want to have your own subscription and get some special features like exclusive Q&A exclusive live streams where I teach specific stuff about music productions, please join in. So who am I? I am a music producer, I'm a music teacher, I'm a musician, I'm all of these things in one person. I play lots of instruments. I play guitar, bass, drums, piano, I sing. So you can definitely check out all the things that I do, and you'll find out yourself. So what I do on this channel is basically put at service all my experience on music in the music industry, and so hopefully it will help you to make your own decisions about music industry, about what is your type of career. So but first of all, please let me say hello to all my friends that are watching this live stream. Hello Francesco, hello all the ones that are watching. If you want to watch the videos and comment the videos, please subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to this channel so you can interact with me and talk to me directly on the live chat. So, this is the best way to have fun here on YouTube. If you want to talk to me, put yourself in the live chat. Okay, bye Francesco. So, if you're new to YouTube, how it works is you subscribe to YouTube and you can you subscribe to the channel and you can have a good live chat with me, and we can talk about all these good, amazing things. So now, before we start, what is a producer? So I want to talk about this topic today, and as you know, live streams are great because they're open to discussion. So if we diverge, if we talk about other things, we have time for that as well. So I want to give you time for that too. So if you have any questions, if you want me to ask specific things or things that you want to know from me, myself, and no one else, please write them down in the live chat, and I'll I'll answer you as soon as I can, obviously. So this podcast, I want to talk about producers. Now, the word producer has been used a lot in the music industry. It's really hard to actually understand what is the role of a producer and when a musician should actually be involved with a producer. So, first of all, why would you have, even if you're a singer, if you're if you're a songwriter, why would you on earth actually ever need to go to a producer? Like, why would you care about giving money to a producer? Why would you even bother having spent time with a producer? And this is the same thing that let's get any new case. Let's get two cases. You're a beginner. You've just starting out music. You have some great ideas, but you want to put them to earth. You want to record stuff. So, and the other side of the coin is you're expert, you're a pro, you are a musician, or you've studied and do all these things, and you just and you want to make music. So these are the two types of situations. You can be intermediate, of course, but these are the two extremes. So let's get the first one, the beginner. Like, Now, you're a beginner, you're just starting out, you want to, write your own music, you want to record music, and you think, wow, I want to make my own music because I love music, so I want to make my own too. So what do? First thing you do, you go on the internet, search on YouTube how to record music. And what you find? You find an amazing video tutorial that tells you that if you buy an audio card with €100 or $100, whatever, wherever you are in the world, and a cheap mic, condenser mic, large diaphragm, like, one of those, or USB, even worse, you're going to get amazing results, and you're going to get like pro results where you can actually, make your own music and, put it out there on Spotify and all those other services. So what you do is you go and first, music retail store, you go and buy those things, exactly those things that the video tutorial told you. Then you go back onto the video tutorial that you found, you go step by step and do exactly what the video tutorial tells you. And, you start recording, and surprise, you actually get really bad recordings. Your voice sounds bad, your guitar sounds bad. You don't know why it sounds so dull, why it sounds so weak, why it doesn't sound like the pros. And so you start crying because you thought, I should have known this. I should not listen to strangers. My parents told me. And you know what? If you don't want to be a stranger with me, please subscribe to the channel and put the bell button so we can get to know each other better. So, having said this, going back to serious things, you realize, you soon realize it's not as easy as you thought it was, as the YouTube guy told you it was. So, I'm here to, erase this myth. Music recording, it's not easy. It's not a simple thing. It's not just like, you press the record button and everything works. Okay? So, this is from someone that thought that things were easy at first. Okay? So I don't want to get too much into this because, but it's true. It's true. We all start like this. We all start, thinking, all right, I'll just need an audio card. I'll be fine. I mean, I don't think I ever thought that. But but the difference is if you start with an interest in, producing, that's different, because if you know what you actually need to get pro level, but you just want to start and you want to have, your own experience, that's a different thing. Okay, but that's because you want to be a producer. That's because you want to go that path. Okay, if you're thinking that a cheap mic and a cheap audio card will make your day and you will actually manage to do, platinum records with that, well, good luck, guys. And I'm saying this despite all the, myths that are recurring these days about people getting nominations, global awards because they've recorded into their bedroom. Well, you know what? If you're recording to your bedroom with a $3,000 worth of gear, well, no wonder you actually win Grammys. I mean, I'm not saying you just gotta. It's not. I'm not saying it's just about gears. I'm just saying if you have the good stuff and you use it in your own home, that's a different thing. But aside from that, it really depends. It really depends how you use it as well. I mean, not all good things actually work inside your home. So, there's a lot of myths and a lot of things people don't talk about. I mean, yes, of course, you can produce your own songs at home, but nobody tells you that probably those same people that produce their songs at home then go to, places to master their song, mix their song for like places that are worth like billions and trillions of dollars. But they don't tell you that. They tell you that they're inside their home and they're actually making, platinum records, right? Okay, now, let's put this discussion aside. We can probably talk about this another moment. But the thing that I want to talk about today is, now you realize with $100 audio card and $100 microphone, you're not getting anywhere. Now, I'm not saying you have to buy like it's not about the most expensive thing. It's about the right thing, okay? So, with that, let's go to the more experienced guy, okay? So let's say you're a professional musician, you know your stuff, you know how, recording works, you know everything. And you just think, all right, you know what? I know how my music has to sound. I know what sound I want from my music. So I want to do my own music. I want to be in control of my music. So I don't want someone else to tell me how to sound, how my sound has to go. So you know what, I'm just gonna start up my own home studio and I'm gonna do my own thing because I think I'm pretty good at this. So you do the same thing as the beginner guy. You go on YouTube, you find, or maybe you go to a friend that knows his stuff about music recording. You tell them what's a good recording stuff to record. And then you just do what they tell you to do. You go there, you get your own stuff and start working your way up. Okay, so that's fine. Of course, that's fine. But and you realize sooner or later that things are a little harder than you thought. Like, yes, of course, you can buy good stuff, you can buy the right gear, you can get good suggestions, but you realize it's not as easy as you thought. And probably you realize there's things that you thought it sounded in a way, but when you start recording them, they sound different. Like, for example, your own voice. Like, your own voice, you try tweak things, you try get the right sound when you record, but as soon as you hit record and then you play back, you realize your voice doesn't sound the same because you're actually listening to your own voice for real and the voice that is recording in your headphones. Like, for example, I am now. Like, I don't know exactly how my voice is sounding to you. It sounds fine to me, but I don't know, maybe it's not exactly as I am picturing it to you. So, I have to go back and listen to this video later on, so then I can actually understand what my voice sounds like. But this gets down to a specific topic that is essential for producers. Hello, Mary. Hello, Richard. Welcome back. So, the main topic of a producer is what is the necessity of actually having a producer? Well, this is where a producer comes in handy, exactly where we are at now. So you're a guy that wants to record his own stuff, but the problem is you will never be able to hear your own stuff as a third person, as someone outside of you that has a completely objective way of looking at your art and that can give you immediate feedback. So this is where the producer comes in handy, where this is where the truth of a producer lies. A producer is that person, whether you're an experienced professional or whether you're a beginner, that tells you exactly in the most transparent way, or at least that should be the way, at least that's my perspective of being a producer. That's how I am a producer. That's how I do producer for other people. So the producer should be the most transparent person, the most reliable person objectively, to look at your music at first and tell you exactly what you need to do in order to make it an amazing song. So this, in my opinion, is what a producer should do. This is exactly what should happen when you go inside a studio and you put your music in the hands of someone else. Now, as a musician, I know exactly how it feels to give someone else your own music. It feels difficult. It feels like you're giving out a little part of you. It feels like it's a piece of yourself. So it is really hard to actually hand out things to other people. Like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, actually giving your own music. It's like a little part of you just you giving it in the hands of someone. It's like a little baby. So you gotta trust those people. You gotta trust them in order to be sure they're gonna treat them the same way you do. So this is exactly how I feel as a producer I should do to the people that come to me and ask me to write them songs or ask me to help them with their songs. And little experience, this is what happens usually most of the time with me. Like, people come here, they tell me what's their song, they tell me how they want their song, they show me, they picture me their way of looking at the song, and I try my best always with their feedback of getting the right sound, of getting the right idea exactly as they pictured it, but in the best way possible. Now, of course, what happens when you start working with other people? Usually things go smoothly if things are going well, but sometimes things can go a little weird. Like someone could have an idea and the producer could have another completely idea. So you have to find a good midway in order to have the best balance, and it's not always easy. It's not easy in both moments, whether you're as a producer working with a beginner, and this is something that I say to to producers. it's hard to work with beginners, as well as it's hard to work with experienced professionals, because the beginner guy, okay, maybe he doesn't know a thing about music, he doesn't know where to go with his songs, but as soon as he listens to the music, he starts to give out some ideas which are very hard for him to tell. Sometimes he doesn't know actually how to describe these ideas, and sometimes he doesn't even know how to, in some ways, get things well. But sometimes this becomes very hard to deal with, because you know exactly how to make that song work, how to make that song effective. And maybe sometimes he wants to go, he wants to go in a direction which is not exactly musical, which is not exactly appropriate for the music world. And what I mean by that, sometimes especially when you start out, sometimes you think that being, different from other people means to do things in a weird way. And this way of doing things in a weird way sometimes becomes very difficult for a producer to actually deal with, because as a producer, you try to give out the most effective side of music. When you have to deal with this sort of things, you have to waste a lot of time explaining why that things actually does not work. And not because it's something that is nice or not nice. It's not like, your own take on this. It's just like there's a reason why, for example, if people have been using the same idea of song, the same structure for songs for decades. Okay, it's not that people are crazy, or they want to have their own. They want to make everything commercial and everything structured in a way that all songs are the same. No, it's because that structure for songs works perfectly. So sometimes, especially when you're a beginner, you tend to overdo things. And when you overdo things and the producer tells you not to overdo things, it's very hard to find an in between, because your idea is to overdo things, and the idea of the producer is to make things as as perfect as possible, as amazing as possible. So it's really hard sometimes to deal with that sort of thing. Now, let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you have any experiences like this, I would love to hear your experiences. Now, the other side, and I'm talking about the experienced people that want to be produced by a producer, it's difficult anyway, because as a professional, you know what you want. So as a producer yourself, of course, you need to be as most, helpful in that way. So you need to find a good way of dealing with, this specific idea that they are looking for their music. So sometimes it's more demanding. Sometimes it's easier because they know exactly what they want, so you don't waste too much time. And I have to be honest, probably with more experienced people, it's actually easier to actually find a good equilibrium, because experienced people realize immediately when a thing in a song doesn't work, whereas less experienced people, sometimes they tend to keep themselves attached to that idea, and it's very hard to actually have a change of mind. So but having said this, it's the truth is, the hard part of a producer is being as transparent as possible, being as helpful as possible, and be as objective as possible, because as a producer you always have your own subjective way of looking at things, even though it's external instead of the internal way of looking at things of the artist. And that's why it's important as an artist always to have someone else helping you out when you're producing songs, because it's really important to have that external eye to actually look at your songs. And this is why me as a artist as well as I am, I always need someone to look at my songs externally. Even though I make them, even though I record them, I always need that extra person that, when I do this, to help me out, to actually see if things are working out well, because it's very hard to, detach yourself from that subjective point of view, which is always there, which is always part of your process. So this is why it's so important as a pro or as a beginner to get help by a producer. Even if you're a pro producer, it's always a good idea to have another producer, that can help you to get the best out of your music. Now, having said this, once you find this person, this transparent person which you trust, which you think it's really the person that you need to get your own music to the next level, then you just gotta go for it. Just do your own thing. Go and record, make records, write down music, and do as much music as you can, because this is what we're about. We need to do music. We don't just need to wait to be the next, popular guy. Just go make music, guys, because that's the most amazing thing. Now, having said this, even though it's easy to actually even though the producer should be transparent and all these sort of things, there is always a little subjective side of the producer, like, for example, the style in the way which he produces. So if you want to be sure, that's the person for you, you really need to actually get you need to listen to what the producer sounds like, what he does, how are his productions, what are his type of productions, what type of sound is he for? Is he more into a specific genre or another? Of course, you're not gonna go to a jazz producer if you're not produce jazz. I mean, you could do that. I mean, that's fine, but you really gotta try it out, people. I mean, it's obvious. Not all the producers are good for your music, so you need to find that produces which you feel is best for your own music. And sometimes, even just a little chat and see what the producers has to say about your own music, it's fine. Even though sometimes producers produce type of songs, it doesn't mean they're not good at producing other types of genres. Like, for example, I'm very much into, pop music, dance, rock, jazz, but I love hip hop, I love pop, and I love hip hop, I love rap. And I've produced songs like this in those sort of genres, even though they're not my own genre. Like, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a hip hopper, I'm not those sort of things. But I've got deep down into those type of genres. So it doesn't mean that I cannot help you to get the most out of your songs. So this is just hopefully a good perspective of things, something that can help you find your own voice in music, because this is what we're about. We're trying to find the best voice for your music, and this is what a producer should do: find the best suit for your music, but the best dress. Okay, so it's not about turning things upside down. It's actually about finding that soul that it's in your own music and make it sparkle. That's the idea of a good producer. At least that's how I see being a producer. That's how I do my role as a producer. So I don't know if you guys agree with this. If you do, or if you don't, please write it down in the comments. Write it down in the chat. I'll be more than happy to listen to your own thoughts, because that's what this live chat is about. Is about chatting, is about talking about things together. So if you have any questions, anything that you want me to ask, please feel free to use the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Now, I want to say hi also to Michelle, to Simo. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining in. This is a live stream, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is this, a live stream that you like? Is this something that you enjoy? Is it something, that you were looking for? Just to let you know, I do live streams every day. So we talk about music. You have some time to spend with me and have a little chat. But if you want to have some exclusive time, you can subscribe to the channel, and you can also, help the channel, and you can access secret live streams exclusive for subscribers, which are part of the channel. So if you guys are into that, please go and check out the subscriptions type, and hopefully you'll be more than happy to join in. Hello, Addy. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to see so many people tonight. So we were talking about production. We were talking about what is a producer. Why would you even bother as an artist to actually go and talk to a producer? And why is a producer a good profile for your music? Even though you produce yourself, even though you are an artist, you are all-in-one artist, and you do everything by yourself. So as I was saying, it's my experience. I am an artist. I am a multi-instrumentalist, singer, producer, songwriter. I do all these things. But when it comes down to my own music, I always ask for help to someone to help me get the best out of my music. Why? Because, as I was saying before, having a third eye when you actually do your own things, having someone from outside of you actually, monitor everything that happens throughout the process of producing, it's very, very helpful. And this is why I always suggest everyone to be accompanied by a producer when you're working on your own songs. It's the best way. It's just like producing your own videos. Like, you can, of course you can produce your own videos, but if you have someone behind the camera that's actually, looking at the camera and looking what's happening behind the camera, it's so much better. Things will just go smoothly. Things will go so much better when you record things. The frame shot, it's gonna be nicer. The movements are gonna be nicer. It's just the way it is, guys. You can't do everything. And another important thing, and this is why I stress out so much to actually be helped by a producer, even if you are a producer yourself, is the fact that when you do things with someone else, you can concentrate in interpreting a song. And I mean, this is the most important thing when you are producing a song, especially when you sing, right? Because singing, it's like the most important thing when you produce. So if the interpretation of your own singing is perfect, it's much easier to get the best interpretation from you when you just concentrating on that, and when you don't have to worry about pressing record and listening to the track and having the levels right, and looking that you've put the timeline in the right spot to record. So these are all things that are very, very important as a musician, as a producer, to actually do when you have to produce your own music. So always hand out those tasks, those technical stuff to someone else to actually get the best out of you. Okay, so having said this, and I say this as a home recordist myself, like I started at home recording my own songs, starting with like very cheap studio equipment, and building my way up. But that's another story. I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to, live as a producer myself. So this is why I decided to start building my way up. If you want to be an artist and just an artist, don't think that being an artist means that you have to be a producer, okay? If you want to be an artist, concentrate on that, because one day you'll find yourself in a position where you can just give so much time to being a producer and so much time to be an artist. You have to choose whether to be a producer or be an artist. I mean, it's really hard to do both, okay? So in some way, you'll be more concentrated on something or something else. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that. You can do that. I do that myself. But I'm just saying, if you're not really interested about production and you want to be just an artist, just don't bother spend money on production hardware or production, production things, because it's might as well spend those money on someone that already has good gear and just go to them and record with them, because you're gonna get even better results. Okay, with the money you will spend on like a cheap audio card, you will get much better result on going recording in a professional studio. Trust me. I mean, you're gonna get so much better results, because a studio will not make you pay like thousands and thousands of dollars for just maybe 1 hour, 2 hour recordings. So I mean, of course, depends what kind of studio, but like for a small studio, for a humble studio, it shouldn't be really a problem. Okay, so let me see what you guys write, what you guys are writing in the comments. Mary says, I'm studying to be a musician. I play guitar. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, guitar is my main instrument, so I can't be more than happy to know that there's aspiring musician to listen to this podcast. As you know, you've seen probably a lot of my videos. I do a lot of videos about guitar. So if you want to learn about guitar, please definitely stick around to this channel. I have lots of videos coming up about guitar playing, and also I do a lot of secret live streams for people that want to really dive into guitar playing and want to actually learn how to get the best out of their guitar. So if you guys are interested in that, you can subscribe to the channel. You can get the monthly subscription, and you will get all these goodies for you. So guitar, We can talk about guitar, definitely. I mean, there's so many things we can say about guitar. Plus, as a producer, you always need to consider, a producer that has, if a producer usually at least knows a little bit about instruments. There are producers out there which do not know about instruments, but I think it's very rare these days that producers do not play any instruments at all. At least piano, because I mean, we all do, recordings through MIDI, and MIDI, it's all based on, controller keyboards, which are basically a piano keyboard. So I think 99.9% of producers nowadays should be at least able to manage to touch a keyboard. Now, I know there's producers out there, even like, high-level producers, which do not know that, which is kind of sad, because I think, well, why don't you pay for, music school? I mean, if you're like, a platinum producer, why don't you just go and learn, basic things about music? I just figured, right? I mean, I don't think it's something weird to say. But anyway, I believe in one way or another, if you're a producer, if you actually have these sort of things in your pocket, if in your sleeve, you're gonna need them one day or another. If you don't have them, you will definitely find in a day, maybe you start off, you'll be fine. Maybe you start off and it'll be fine, but when you start to building your ladder, you will find someday or another that music theory, that music knowledge is it just helps you so much to get things well and up and ready and fast, which is the difference. I mean, you can get to the same level of a professional musician of writing music, of producing music, but a professional musician, probably because he knows his stuff about music, he will get to that level in a faster way than you have to deal with note by note. It's just the way it is, guys. I'm sorry. It's actually, this is a suggestion for people out there that are producing that do not have this knowledge. Guys, go and learn it. It's just gonna make your life so much easier, right? Okay, so this is my suggestion. Then everybody's free to do whatever they want. I'm not saying that you have to do what I say, but I say it's gonna be much easier. Your life is gonna be so much easier when you do that. So let's see what you guys are writing down. We're becoming music producer. It is our dream. All right, guys. Well, it sounds great. I'd love to hear stuff from you. If you guys want me to hear any of your songs, any of your productions, you can, drop us a line at www.pmproductionsonline.com, and I will listen to your tracks. And maybe, one day we could listen to your tracks live here in those live streams. So if you guys want to, be part of this, definitely, check out www.pmproductionsonline.com. So, this is a very important thing for producers, and this is something that you have to look for when you go and see producers, when you have to talk to producers and you have to choose the right one. I think some things like this, like, having, a producer that has this sort of skills, it's very helpful to find, the right path to actually do things in the most efficient way. Now, the important thing is that you find a producer that actually works best for you. So you have to find your own producer, the producer that, suits you fine. And guys, if you want to check out, if you want to talk to us, if you want to talk to me about productions, obviously you can, write down at www.pmproductionsonline.com. So I think we had a good chat today. Hopefully you had some fun as well. If you guys enjoy this, sort of chats, please let me know. Write it down in the comments, and definitely stick around. I usually make live streaming at this sort of time of the day. So if you wanna come back tomorrow, I'll be more than happy to have a good chat with you. And we might be a little earlier tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, having said this, Mary says, I don't make videos. Well, you can always, start making videos. It really depends. I mean, making videos is not essential for a musician. It's something that you can choose to do or not. It's really up to you. It's really part of the process. I mean, if you want to be, if you want to make videos, fine. But if you just want to concentrate on production, you can do that as well. I mean, no big deal. It's all part of the, the way you want to reach out to people. I mean, there's producers that are really interested in music productions of any sort. Like you can be interested in writing down hits. You can be interested in writing down soundtracks, in writing down music for other things, other necessities. It's not like not everyone has to do the same things. Like not everyone has to write down songs for just artists. You can definitely in some ways be the producer that you want. So that's another story. But I mean, actually, let me know, what is your main field? What is your your dream? Do you want to be a producer of music hits? You want to be a producer for soundtracks, for other things? Let me know. I'd be interested to know. So in the past you were a YouTuber, Mary. All right. Well, you can always go back and start off YouTube again if you feel the need to do that. But YouTube is not the only way, guys. YouTube is not the only way. It's a way. It's a way to find your own career, your own path. I mean, I decided to do YouTube because I really loved the way YouTube reaches out to people, the way you can deal or you can talk with people throughout YouTube. And I love the way I can talk even to you that we're far away, and and we can have a conversation. This is amazing, and this is why I love making live streams to you guys. This is why I love, spending time on YouTube, sharing my own knowledge, sharing my own experiences in the music world, in the music industry, so you guys can get the most out of the music industry. Maybe you guys are younger than me. You can start off fresh. You can start off in the, with a good perspective. I mean, I had no experience when I started. I had no experience whatsoever. Like, all I knew is if you want to be part of the industry, you gotta know how to play, right? You gotta know how to play guitar. You gotta know how to sing. You gotta know how to make good songs. But then you realize it's not always just about that. It's about, doing the right choices, making the right moves. It's about doing things. It's about, showing off what you are able to do. And sometimes, in order to learn this, you need to find the right person that tells you to do the right things. And, having someone experienced that already has gone through things in the music industry is very, very helpful. It really changes your perspective. So this is why I love to share things with you, because I think are going to be helpful for a lot of you guys, okay? So, having said this, I really enjoyed having a good chat with you guys. If you want to subscribe and do a monthly subscription, you can do that. If you want to get your own badge, you can just have that for just a simple $1.99, and you can, show off the love for this channel anytime you like. If you want to support the channel in any other way, you can also check out Patreon. I have some amazing deals for you guys, some special masterclasses dedicated only to Patreons, which you can check out anytime you like. So, having said this, guys, hope you had a great time with me. Hope to see you guys again soon, and we'll see you next time. I'll wait for you tomorrow, and hope to see you again. Make sure to subscribe and put the bell button. With the bell button, you will get notified when the new live stream will come up, and also the new uploaded videos. There's tons of uploading videos coming up, so make sure to check those ones out as well, especially if you're a guitar player, and especially if you're a musician and want to dive into more of the music production side of things. So guys, in the meantime, hope you had a great time, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.